Hello, Soul Family. Welcome back to Undefined Life. So I've recently returned from a conscious festival that's held here in the UK called Medicine Festival. And it was truly medicine for my soul. Truly. It was a 4-day long experience, completely sober event, very small scale, about 2,500 people. So, intimate in terms of a festival. And I have emerged from that experience a different woman to the one that entered 4 days ago. And I wanted to just share my key takeaway from this experience, the medicine that I have absorbed, ingested from that experience that I think is really universal. And I think that many of us are being guided to either receive this message or to start embody this message. And that is that it's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop hiding yourself. It's time to stop shrinking. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to stop swallowing down your words, your truth. It's time to stop denying the aspects of you that you long to embody and express. It's time to stop shaming your sexuality, your sensuality, your creativity, your weirdness, your uniqueness, your kookiness. It's time to start reclaiming all of you. It's time to reclaim your wildness, that aspect of your soul that does not want to be tamed or put in a box, that aspect of you that longs to just be without conditions and limitations. We are at a juncture in our evolution as a humanity where we've lived for so long in this contrived, conditioned, contained way, right? Where there have been these rules and standards in society that we've all been unconsciously adhering to. But unfortunately, in adhering to these rules and standards, that process zaps out the soul. And it's time to start injecting the soul back into our lives, back into humanity, back into this human experience. That's what we're here to do, to wake up. That's what the awakening process is all about. Waking up from the slumber of unconsciousness, of living in a conditioned way, of living according to someone else's rules. Awakening to all the fallacies and the bullshit and the, just imaginary rules that we've been abiding by. Realizing that none of that shit actually has any value or holds any weight. The only thing that holds weight is our truth, and I mean our deepest truth. I'm not talking about egoic ideology and stuff of the mind. I'm talking about the soul's truth. That's the only real thing that holds weight in your life and reality. So it's time. It's time to start showing yourself to the world. It's time to start bearing that beautiful heart of yours to the world. It's time to start being everything and all of what you came here to be. This is kind of touching on the realms of shadow work. So I'm going to make an entirely separate video about shadow work to really honor that process, because it's essential to the spiritual path. It's not the pretty side. It's not unicorns and rainbows and, angels and crystals and lovely things. It's fucking hard. Shadow work is not easy. But the gift of shadow work, when we dive in to the basement of our being and we start embracing and reclaiming all of these denied and parts of ourselves that we've avoided and suppressed and repressed and neglected and shamed, when we start to reclaim the parts of those parts of ourselves that we deeply long to be in contact with, but we're fearful of being in contact with because we fear judgment and we fear ridicule, we fear being alienated or isolated. When we say, you know what, I'm tired of caring what people think. It's exhausting. It's exhausting having to play a role in my life or play multiple roles. I'm someone with my family. I'm another person with my friends. I'm another version of me when I'm at work. It's fucking exhausting wearing facades and playing multiple roles, right? To try and accommodate the people around you, to try and be more agreeable. Don't you think? We are being asked now by Spirit to drop the bullshit and just be ourselves, be organically, allow the organic unfolding of what wants to come through us. We are here in human forms to be channels for the divine, uninhibited. We can only do that when we recognize that we came into this human experience encoded with unique brilliance. And every time we deny that unique brilliance in favor of, trying to maintain a conventional standard of how we're supposed to be, we are denying our soul truth, our purpose, our mission, the very point of our being here. So my invitation to you is to sit and to really deeply inquire, what parts of myself am I most scared to show the world? What in you has been stirring, maybe since childhood, maybe something you've discovered in adulthood? What parts of you have been stirring that have been longing to be expressed in some way in your reality? And you're saying, I can't do that because I shouldn't do that because if I do that, they'll do this, so I won't do it. What parts of yourself have you been trying to contain that actually is supposed to come up and through you into the world? The counterintuitive process in all of this is that the very things that we deny about ourselves are the very things that when we alchemize the shame and judgment around that thing, when we alchemize that and we come into an empowered place in that, it's the medicine that we're here to give the world. It's our unique medicine. All of our weird, quirky, kooky, unique talents, skills, traits, qualities that we probably try and quash down because it doesn't seem normal to the world. It doesn't fit the standard, right? It makes us stand out, makes us the black sheep, blah, 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 all the witch wound stuff. That's the stuff that you're here to embody. That's the stuff that allows your people, your soul tribe to say, there she is. There's the person I'm here to work with. There's my friend. There's my soul sister. There's my soul brother. There's my potential partner for life, right? When you are in your truth, you are like a beacon for those that are here to find you. It's your calling card. All the stuff you've been denying about yourself, all the stuff that you long to express, but you've been denying, that's your fucking calling card. That is your fast track to embodying soul purpose, potential, and fulfillment in life. So for me, I'll give in a personal example. For me, it's really with regards to my sexuality and creative expression. I've been an innately very sexually connected being since an early age. So I could feel the Kundalini stirring at an early age. I didn't have words for it, didn't have vocabulary, but I felt it moving in my body. I was also incredibly expressive at a young age. And this kind of emerged into a love of drama and acting, which I then denied in adulthood. And I'm coming back to the remembrance as, thanks to this festival, I've come back to the remembrance that, you know what, I don't have to deny any of this stuff. My innate ability to embrace this sexual, sensual aspect of me and my ability to express unapologetically, that is my medicine for the world. That's how I'm going to help people liberate people. That's how I'm going to help people feel more free within themselves. That's how I'm going to get people to get in contact with their bodies, right? So from the perspective of astrology, there are a couple of pointers to this that you can explore if you want to kind of get more detail around maybe the aspects that you're here to embody. I would invite you to look at your Chiron wound. Chiron is a comet in astrology. It's kind of recently been acknowledged in the astrological community as being fairly important. Look at your Chiron wound. There are calculators that will tell you where that falls, in what house and what sign. And also Lilith. Lilith is the dark feminine. And this doesn't matter if you're male or female. Lilith is the disregarded aspect of our consciousness, the rebel, the aspect of us that we don't feel is acceptable to embody, and so we deny. It's really the kind of shadow aspect, right? But reclaiming that aspect of us liberates us. It frees us from the chains of convention and conformity and conditioning, and it helps us to come back to wholeness, our unique wholeness. And when we do that, When we decide that we're no longer going to be governed by what other people think and we're going to just do us, we model that it's possible for others. We give other people permission to be themselves. That's how we help others to heal, because that's what we're here to do, just to be our authentic selves. And this requires vulnerability. This requires us to really go into our heart space, ask what wants to come through, notice all the fears that arise and do it anyway. It's real kind of feel the fear and do it anyway territory. So the divine invitation for you today is to really inquire, what am I hiding that I really want to embrace and embody? And if you're someone like me that has been, since childhood, so intrigued by the existential and the spiritual and wider purpose and meaning, right? If you're really intrigued by that and that really fuels your fire, right? You really want to be everything you came here to be. You want to live life to the absolute fullest and richest possible, right? If you want to do that, it's time to start considering all of your experience, not just the light stuff, not just the acceptable stuff. It's time to actually dive in and say, what's the stuff about me that only I can offer the world? And the way that you find what that medicine is starting to look at your shadows, your unconscious, the basement of your being, all the stuff that you've stuffed down and denied about your being. It's time to start diving into the basement, shining the light of awareness on that stuff and reclaiming what feels true to you. And in doing so, I'm telling you, it's going to really help to liberate you, and it's going to help to liberate many others too. So stop hiding, be you. I am feeling very inspired by this, and I've decided in the coming weeks and months to plan and host an embodiment workshop where we really dive deeply into reclaiming all aspects of us. So if you're interested in that, I will put my website, I think, in the website and Instagram handle in the description box below, so you can follow me and get updates on that. It'll be an in-person event. It's going to be magical, and I'm going to take us on a real journey. It's for the brave. So if you're feeling brave and you're ready to start stepping into all that you came here to be, this is going to be for you. So I'm sending you my love. Feel free to drop in the comments what you're here to embody and embrace in the world. Show the world, share with the world that is your unique medicine. And maybe in popping in the comments, you're affirming it, right? You're claiming it. So feel free to share. If you've got any questions, as always, please leave them in the comments as well. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm and helps people to find my content more easily. And I do have a limited number of one-to-one spiritual guidance sessions now open for September. So if you would like to work with me on a one-to-one basis, we hold a space for 60 to 90 minutes to explore whatever you need to make space for in your life at this moment. If there is a challenge or something that you'd like to dive into more deeply, we can do that. I bring multiple modalities into the space. It's very intuitive. I just allow myself to be guided by whatever comes through. That may be a light language activation. That may be a soul journey. It may be EFT. It may be breath work. It may be oracle cards. It's whatever you most need at the time. So if you're interested in that, details will be in the description box as well. Sending my love, family, and I look forward to speaking to you again really soon.